Hello everyone, welcome to Vedantu J English. I'm Diksha Kaushal, your chemistry master teacher. So everybody do let me know in the chat box if I'm clearly visible and audible to all of you or not. Yes everyone in the chat box, do let me know in the chat box if I'm clearly visible and audible to all of you so that we can start with the class. And today I'll be doing chemistry, like most expected questions. What kind of questions they ask you in Amrita University, that is AEEE exam. And tomorrow, right, most probably tomorrow only, I'll take the session for English and aptitude, right? So what kind of questions you can see in English and aptitude areas, I'll also prepare you for that, right? Because you guys commented a lot, around 160-70 comments I saw on my previous video related to AEEE. So definitely I can see so many students are there who are waiting for English and aptitude video as well. So that will definitely come, right? Okay. Yes. So let's start with the class, everybody. It is going to be a very short, sweet class, right? I'll be teaching you 40 questions here. By the way, only 20 questions are there for your chemistry, right? It's not like chemistry, I would say only 20 questions that are there, and rest are mathematics, physics, aptitude and English, right? So you have to give preference to all the subjects, right? So that is why I'll take one session today, go through the questions, see like what different, the questions are quite direct, less calculative, right? But the pattern is slightly different from J, right? That you will see over here, right? So let's start with the class. So first question on your screen we have: concentrated sulfuric acid is stored and transported in lead containers, PVC tanks, polypropylene containers, mild steel tanks. So what you will see here, in chemistry they ask also theory based question. That is the difference that you have in AEEE as compared to JEE. In JEE you will see like a standard pattern there. Here you will see these kind of questions from polymers, environmental chemistry they ask you, right? So concentrated sulfuric acid is stored and transported in lead containers, PVC tanks, this or this. They are stored in mild steel tanks, right? So what will do? Concentrated sulfuric acid, dilute sulfuric acid, you can't store it there, but yes, you can store concentrated sulfuric acid in this, right? Wait a minute. Concentrated sulfuric acid is stored and transported in PVC, poly you will not use here, right? Lead containers, so sorry, yes. Lead containers, right? Why? Because lead containers and concentrated sulfuric acid will not disrupt the layer of the lead, because it will form an oxidized layer over it. So that is why lead containers are the best choice here. So this is basically from your polymers and environmental chemistry. They ask you these kind of questions, right? That is directly from the theory part, and it is NCERT based only. So just go through the theory part of environmental chemistry and this polymers, right? That is not there in JEE. So that is why this kind of question is different from JEE pattern. This is not, you will not see these kind of questions in JEE. These kind of questions are from the theory part that is being deleted in JEE. That is only there in AEEE. And there are also other state exam where you will see these kind of things. Now, if you see the next question here, the activation energy of forward reaction of following is 250 kilojoules. That is this. Activation energy of backward reaction will be what, right? Now, we know that activation energy is equals to activation energy, or you can say delta H. Delta H is the enthalpy, right? That is equals to activation energy of forward minus activation energy of backward, right? Now we know that here this much heat is released. Released means delta H is going to be minus 400 kilojoule. And answer is also there in kilojoule. So these are easy questions, right? If you see, this is minus 400, right? If you see this here, activation energy of forward is what? Forward they have given you, that is 250, and backward they have given you, they have not given you backward, right? So we'll calculate the backward. It will come here of backward is equals to 250 plus 400, that is going to be 650 kilojoules, right? Next question is, which will be the energy in MeV, okay, that is mega electron volt, released in the fusion of deuterium to form 1 mole of helium gas. Masses of deuterium and helium are this and this. 1 mu mass unit is this much kilograms and velocity is this much, okay. So see what they have asked you here and how to solve this question here, right? So what will be the energy? See, and one more thing, I have not taken the same kind of question that we have done in JEE, right? Okay, if some, you will not see similar questions as compared to JEE. I have taken those questions that are slightly, the way of asking it is different, right? Or maybe they are more theory based, because JEE practice you have done a lot with me. So I know you don't need the repetition of JEE pattern only, but this is the pattern of AEEE. It's not like JEE questions you can't see here. You will see here, but those we have already done. We have done enough mock tests for that. So that's why I have tried to take different type of questions that they ask you, right? So that you can also get prepared for this much, right? So now if you see energy in MeV released in this, so what you have here, masses of deuterium to form 1 mole of helium. 1 mole of helium you form, right? Energy release, fusion of deuterium. Deuterium is what? Deuterium has deuterium has 1 neutron, 1 proton, 1 electron, right? So we can say Z is equals to this only, right? That is 1, right? But total mass is neutron plus this, that is 2. Similarly, here helium has 2 and this is 4. So I can say this will be multiplied by 2. So 2 of hydrogen gives you helium. Now mass of deuterium and helium are listed here. So you can say delta M, that is the mass, is going to be 2 into hydrogen, that is the initial mass, that is 014 minus of 4.003. That is going to be the delta M value, right? Now we know that E is equals to mc square. E is equals to mc square. Delta M you have here, C square you will put here. Let's see what is the value of delta M from here, right? Yes, definitely we'll do that as well. Don't worry about that. Just give me a second. Let me just do the calculations here. Yes, that is going to be 0.025. 0.025. This is going to be 0.025 AMU, because we are talking about atomic mass unit. That is going to be this much. Now, if I want to have the, firstly, so I'll have to convert this into, this is delta M. But if you see, this will be velocity, that is 3 into this, that you will put here. And 1 mu is 1.66 into this. So you can say delta M is equals to 0.025 multiplied by 1.66057 into 10 raised to power minus 27. Right? So that is going to be the answer here. Now that is the value of delta M. Now answer will be given in kilogram, but they are asking you in MeV, right? So if I put this here, let's say this is, I'll just put this here, that is going to be E is equals to 0.025 into 1.66 into 10 raised to power minus 27. This is 3 into 10 raised to power 8 whole square, right? Now this is not in the, now this is in the, this value will come out to be what? This will come out to be 1.37. Yes. This will come out to be 1.37 3.7 into 10 raised to power minus 12. Now I'll have to delete it with this EV, right? So this will come out to be 3.7. I'm not doing the calculations here, that I'm writing here because I have solved it before also, right? To save your time, minus 10 raised to power 12 joules. Now I'll have to convert joules into MeV, right? Now how I'll convert it into EV? I'll 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 9, I'll divide, and this will be converted to electron volt. Then I'll convert it into mega electron volt. And that's how you will get your answer here. So firstly, what you will do, you will calculate the mass here. Then it is given to you that 1 mu is equals to this much of kilogram. So you will convert it into kilogram. After that, you will put it here, you will convert it into joules, and after joules, you will have the answer in electron volts. Okay, that will be your answer here, right? So after calculation and all, you will get your answer, right? So it's a major case of this calculations rather than that, right? The coordination compound iron carbonyl has the following structure. So this is from inorganic chemistry. You will see quite simple questions here. So you have this, and this exactly from your NCERT, you have this trigonal bipyramidal geometry that looks like this. Okay, so that looks like this trigonal bipyramidal geometry. This is CO, 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 CO. This is from metal carbonyls. Trigonal bipyramidal is the correct answer here. And all the NCERT diagrams that are given to you regarding metal carbonyls, you should know. You should know how to calculate the EN rule and everything you should know, right? Okay, next question is, the order of reactivity of hydrogen halides for cleavage of ethers at high temperature is what? Now, whenever we talk about that, for example, you have any ether like this, you react it with any HX. Now here, what actually happens? You need to break this bond. This HX bond will break here. More easy is to break the bond of HX, more will be the reactivity. We know that down the group, what happens? The size of halogen increases. So that is why fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, this will increase down the group. Iodine has maximum size, so that's why length will be maximum. It is easy to break it. So that is why this will be maximum reactive. HI, HBr, HCl, C is going to be the correct answer here, right? Okay, definitely they will be easier than JEE, right? Okay, definitely they will be even VIT exam will be even more easier than this, right? But EEE, I would say there are some questions that are not there in JEE. Those you will find tough. Mole concept based questions are very important in this case, right? Otherwise you will find it easy only. It's easier than JEE, right? But definitely you'll have to study and go through the pattern of asking the question is different, right? Okay, so see this. In methyl cyanide, CH bond is longer and weaker than CN because. So what you have here, they are saying that you have CH. Methyl cyanide means this thing. You have 3 H here and 1 triple bond. Methyl cyanide they are saying, no? Right? In methyl cyanide, CH bond is longer than this. So if I talk about cyanide, that is this bond, right? And if I talk about this bond here, that is H bond here, that is going to be CH, right? Now, if I see this bond here, let's say you have, what I am trying, yes, okay. If I have this bond, in this case, this carbon is sp3, this is sp hybridized. So we know that because it is sp hybridized, it has more electron negativity. This has less electronegativity. This bond is shorter. Shorter means it is more strength, stronger. It will be stronger. So because of sp hybridization, that CN bond is shorter and stronger in length, right? So we can say sp hybridization leads to the formation of shorter and stronger bond, sp2 dsp2. So answer will be E is the correct answer here, right? Okay, yes. Okay, so next is ethyl fluoride is formed by heating ethyl chloride with mercurous fluoride. This type of reaction is called as what? Right? So ethyl fluoride, you have some any fluoride that is formed by that same chloride heating with mercurous fluoride, right? Now we know that whenever you have some inorganic fluoride and this reaction takes place, that is called as Schwartz reaction. Okay, what is Finkelstein reaction? In which RCl is converted to RI in the presence of Na, acetone. That is called as Finkelstein reaction. Okay, yes, C is the correct answer, yes. Which of the following is the correct statement? If you see this here, nucleophilic aromatic substitution selectively occur at para position to nitro group, occur selectively at ortho position, occur selectively at ortho para position. Nitro group is substituted by incoming group. Yes. Tell me everybody. Yes. Everyone. Firstly, take help for AEEE exam, right? That is the main priority, right? And for all the JEE aspirants who have their exam on 28, just go through my marathons. I've already done for you, right? There is no point of doing the same thing again and again. I have already done it 10 days back. It's not like if I take a class now, something different I'll say. Whatever I predicted was there in your exam. Whatever I told you was there in your exam, right? So there is nothing new to tell, right? Okay, yes. What is the answer here? Nucleophilic. See, if I talk about this particular position here, now this is a meta directing. This is minus M, this is a meta. You know, you will say, ma'am, meta position is not written here. Just remember one thing, what will happen here when you do the resonating structures here. Here you will have partially positive, partially positive, partially positive. That is why nucleophile, which is attacking on less electron density position, that attack will happen over here, right? So answer is attack will happen on the ortho and para position here. Nucleophilic attack will happen on the ortho and para position. So answer is going to be C is the correct answer here. Okay. Next question is antacid gelusil contains what? Now these kind of questions you will not see in JEE, right? These questions, theory based questions, because syllabus is more in AEEE, right? Okay. So that is why, see this, antacid gelusil contains calcium hydroxide, magnesium, sodium hydroxide, aluminium, aluminium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, aluminium and calcium hydroxide. So it contains aluminium and magnesium hydroxide. So answer is going to be C is the correct answer here, right? Okay. Yes. Now next is polymer dispersity. This is again from polymers. So that's what I tell you. I have tried to take questions apart from JEE, like, you know, that I have already done in JEE, that too you have to do. And plus these questions also you have to do, right? So polymer dispersity index of the polymers refer to ratio between number average and viscosity? No. Ratio between weight average and number average molecular weight? Ratio between number average molecular weight and chain length? No. Viscosity or chain length is definitely not there. So this will be cancelled. So answer will be weight average, number average molecular weight, right? So answer will be B is the correct answer here. No, this is not for JEE, this is for AEEE. Then let's see this question here. This you can see also in JEE, right? This is similar to JEE, right? So if you see this here, this is based on buffer solution, and in JEE they have asked this buffer solution question a lot. But definitely there is no relation how JEE and AEEE will ask the questions, right? Because it's a university exam and that's a national level exam. So that's entirely a different thing, right? But sometimes JEE exam is easy, and in these university exams becomes difficult sometimes, right? Okay, so be ready. 70 gram of ammonium chloride is mixed with 560 milliliter of ammonia. So what we are saying, you have ammonium chloride. So firstly, let's calculate the number of moles of NH4Cl. That is 70 gram. And here, what is the molar mass of ammonium chloride? Yes, everybody, what is the mole? I have already done the calculation and all for you, so I'll just directly write here. It is 53.5, and when you will solve it, it will come out to be 1.308. Right? Now, if I see, they are saying the of ammonium chloride is mixed with this much ammonia and mixture made up to 1 liter. That means total volume of the mixture is this. So I can say concentration of ammonium chloride is going to be 1.30 divided by 1. That is 1.308. Okay. Now, if I see what is the concentration, because they are asking me to calculate the pH. So to apply the formula of pH, I'll have to do this way only. So I can see 560 milliliter of ammonia is used here. Ionization constant is going to be 1.8 into 10 raised per minus 5. That is ionization pK, the value of Ka here. That is given to you, sorry, Kb here, na? Ionization, this is basic buffer. Density of liquid ammonia is this. We know that density is equals to mass by volume. So mass is equals to density into volume. And number of moles is equals to mass by molar mass. Mass is equals to, we have calculated density into volume by molar mass. So I can see number of moles of ammonia is going to be what? Density into volume divided by molar mass. Density is given to be 0.8, volume is given to be 560, right, milliliter. And after that, density is also in milliliter, that will cancel out. This is 0.8 and that will be molar mass is going to be 17, right? So you'll answer this after calculation. The answer is going to be answer is going to be, moles is going to be, wait a minute, moles is going to be 26.3. 26.3. So I'll just write concentration of ammonia, that is same, that is number of moles of NH3, that is 26.36, right? 26.35. Okay, that is going to be the concentration. Now everything is quite easy. If you see pH is equals to pKb plus log of NH3 positive divided by NH3. Okay, now just put the value. See, Kb is given to you. You just have to take pKb value here. pKb is equals to minus log of Kb. That will be minus of log of what? 1.8 into 10 raised per minus 5. You will solve this. You will put all the values here and you will get your answer here. Right, everybody? Do let me know if that is clear. Right? Okay. So after solving, this is not pH, this is going to be POH. Right? Yes. This after solving will be 4.57. You'll put the values here and after that only calculation you are left with. NH3 is 1.308. This is 26.35. Solve this and then pH is going to be 14 minus POH. That is going to be the answer here. Right? Okay. Tell me. Definitely. Questions do get repeated in all the exams, right? The pattern do get repeated, right? Okay. And these are based on PYQs only. Like these are PYQs only that I am solving here. Which of the following compound is not aromatic in nature? So, not aromatic means it can be anti-aromatic or it can be non-aromatic, right? So firstly, I'll have to see furan. Furan is definitely aromatic in nature, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pi electrons. It is definitely aromatic. Pyridine is also a very famous aromatic compound, right? It has 6 pi electrons. Again, it is aromatic in nature, right? Thiophene, right? Thiophene, just replace this with sulfur. This is also aromatic in nature. But what about this 1, 3? What is this? Cyclobutene. First and third position, first and third position. 1, 2. If I put 1 here, 2 here, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 and 3 you have diene. So 1, 3 cyclobutene. I can say this is 4 pi electrons. That is in the category of 4n pi. That is anti-aromatic. So answer is going to be A is the correct answer here. Right? Okay. Yes. What is the EMF of the following cell? EMF they are asking you based on Nernst equation. Now these are those questions even if you don't do, see, I'll tell you very logical thing about Amrita University, AEEE exam, very logical thing. There are two things, right? Either you do polymer, see if you're preparing for JEE Advanced as well, do polymers, right? Do environmental chemistry, do everything. But if you're not preparing for JEE Advanced, right, which I think is a very negative approach, right? You should be preparing for JEE Advanced now. You have already given your JEE mains paper, so you should be preparing for that. So my idea is you should not be that much negative in life and start preparing for JEE Advanced as well. But if you're like, ma'am, I don't want to prepare for JEE Advanced only, I don't want to do those chapters, ma'am. I am more focused on attempt 2, ma'am. Okay. You don't want to do polymers and all, right? So ma'am, what I can do in these 2 days, right? Ma'am, shall I just start with polymers and all? Nobody is asking you to do that, right? What you should do is these kind of questions that are also a part of your JEE syllabus, be pro in that, right? Because these questions will also be there, but it will be very I would say innocent if you think that only JEE syllabus will be there. No, right? There are some additional chapters that are not in JEE and you have to take that in your mind, right? Okay. So, what is the EMF of the following cell? EMF of the following cell, see, E0 cell, firstly, so you have to write the reaction here. This is A and this is C. So, nickel solid is converted to nickel 2 positive and nickel 2 positive is converted to nickel solid. Nickel solid to nickel 2 positive, that means when oxidation is happening, right, then the value is 0.05. When this nickel is converted to this, then the value is 1.6, right? I know because same thing, it's a concentration cell, so E0 cell is going to be 0, right? Because here product and reactant ions both are same. So it will be EMF is equals to minus 0.059 divided by 2 electrons will be there, log of product by reactant. Product is 0.05, reactant is 1.6, and that's how you will solve your answer here, right? Yes, everybody, tell me. Is that clear? Is that clear? Tell me. Okay, so that's how after taking the log and all, after solving, you will get your answer here, right? That will be A, right? Next is reaction of ethyl benzene with N-bromosuccinimide. Now, if you see ethyl benzene, so this is benzene, ethyl means this. Now, they are saying N-bromosuccinimide. We know that NBS substitute hydrogen at the benzylic position. So this is benzene, and what you have here, this will be substituted by bromine. So it will be nothing but we can say this will be 1 and 2 on, or you can say 1 and 2, right? Now what we will see here on first position, wherever you have substituent, you number it more. So you take this as a parent chain because this has substituent. So this is bromo and phenyl. One bromo, one phenyl ethane is the correct answer here. Right? Okay. Yes. Now next question is M. Now they are saying that meta-dinitrobenzene or treatment with ammonium sulfide is what? Now if you see ammonium sulfide, meta-dinitro. Now you have this thing here, meta-dinitrobenzene. On meta position you have this. Now when you react it with ammonium sulfide, right? So in this case, what happened? In this case, it is a selective reagent that reduces one of the nitro groups here. So it will be meta-nitroaniline is the correct answer here. So answer will be B is the correct answer here, right? Okay. See, questions are easy only. Questions are not difficult here. You will only find those questions difficult which are not in the JEE syllabus, that you have never solved. Polymers, environmental, even easy question will feel difficult, right? From those, because you have never studied those chapters, right? So, the correct order of crystal field splitting energy of the following ligands is what, right? I am also planning. I'm right now. I'm just in that planning phase. That should I give a like 1 hour or 2 hour one shot of the chapters that are not there in JEE, but they are there in Amrita University. Should I do that, or I'm just in a thinking phase right now, right? Okay, because I don't know if some of you might feel burdened, some of you, because what I can do one thing is I can make a short note and I can just teach you in just 1 hour quickly the things that you should remember. They're only the important things from those chapters. Sometimes no, we can't do those chapters in that much detail at this point, but we can just do easy things out of those chapters, so that if some very easy questions they ask from there, you can get the answer. That right now I'm in that phase and I want you to answer aptitude and English. So I have made my plan that I'll teach you that tomorrow, but this I'm still in the thinking process. I don't know if you guys are interested in that or not. If you guys are interested in that, if you will be there in the live session, only then I'll do, because it will take me a lot of hard work to extract the important things, important points, and then list it down for you, right? Okay, yes. Now the correct order of crystal, this is again your same as JEE, crystal field splitting energy of the following. Now this is based on spectrochemical series. CN is definitely going to be highest. After that you will have ammonia. After that you will have water. After that you will have oxalator. So answer is going to be C, right? Okay. Then chlorine dioxide is formed when? Now again these questions, if you see chlorine dioxide Cl2O, ClO2, right? This is found from chlorate ClO3 negative. And if you see this here, how it is formed from chlorate ion, let's see that. This is x minus 6 is equals to minus 1. This is x is equals to plus 5. So it will be plus 5 here. This is x minus 4 is equals to 0. X is equals to plus 4. Can you see there is decrease in the oxidation state? Right? So if the oxidation state is decreased, that means reduction is happening. That means you need a reducing agent for that. So answer is going to be A is the correct answer here. Right? Okay. Next is 22.4 milliliter of hydrogen gas combines with this. What is the number of molecules? Very simple question. So these kind of simple questions also they ask you in AEEE exam, easily scoring questions, right? So what you have here, you have hydrogen gas, that is this much. So number of moles of hydrogen is 22.4 divided by 22400, right? And if I see, then we know if this much of hydrogen gas combines with this much of oxygen. So oxygen, number of moles of oxygen is going to be what? What is the number of molecules of water vapor? Acha, okay. So if I see H2 plus O2 give rise to H2, right? So this will be half. right? So they are saying what is the number of moles of water vapor formed. So we know one thing, that the number of moles of H2 and water vapor are same, right? If this is 22.4, this will be half of this, that is confirmed. If this and this are going to be same, so I can say number of moles of H2O is equals to number of moles of that. They are asking you number of particles here. That will be Avogadro's number multiplied by 2.4 plus 22400. This will come here, this will cancel, this is 6.022 into 10 raised to power 23 into 10 raised to power minus 3. So answer is going to be C is the correct answer here. Okay, so very simple question, right? Now if you see this question here again, right? Let's see. A hydrocarbon of molecular formula C6H12 was subjected to ozonolysis. So what you have here, C6H12, right? Now that means this I can see CnH2n. Okay. So that is actually some alkene, right? Because this is of that formula. This must be a alkene only because that is subjected to ozonolysis. So that is an alkene. All of them are alkene only, which gives B and C. B on reduction with aluminium hydride give primary alcohol. So that means B has 3. Okay, got it. So after A you have B and C, and B will give you an alcohol with 3 carbon. C also gives you an alcohol with 3 carbon. That means in that alkene, after this is the like this, if this is the carbon, this is the carbon, this is the carbon, not like this. That means alkene is 3ene. There must be 3ene. What can be A? A must have 3ene. That means on the third carbon you should have ene. Okay. Now they are saying on reduction with aluminium hydride give, we know that on ozonolysis either aldehyde will be formed or ketone will be formed. So if something is giving you primary alcohol, that must be aldehyde. That means B and C are formed. If I say B gives primary alcohol, that means this must be a aldehyde. Okay. And C, what it gives you? C on reduction with zinc amalgam, that is Clemenzin reduction, give you hydrocarbon. That means it must be a ketone, right? So that means one of them should be aldehyde. C does not respond to tolerance test. Again, it means it must be a ketone. Yes. Clemenzin reduction can be given by aldehyde also, but tolerance test cannot be given by ketones, right? So that means C is definitely a ketone. So now I'll have to make an aldehyde and ketone out of it. So if I have this kind of situation, it will give me ketone. If I have CH2, CH3 on breaking, this will give me CH3, CH2, CHO, plus this will be C double bond O, CH3, CH3, right? So that will be there, right? So I can see that A must be. Now that means this is A, this is aldehyde, okay, that is all fine, right? Now what is this? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means on second you have methyl and it is pent-2ene. 2-methyl pent-2ene, that means A is the correct answer here. Okay. So these kind of questions from, not 3, 2-methyl, okay. So that is going to be the answer. These kind of questions you can see from organic chemistry there. Next is by passing certain quantity of electricity through a solution. Again, this is also a very simple question based on Faraday's second law, right? So certain quantity of electricity passed through a solution of copper sulfate. 5 gram of copper is deposited on cathode. Same quantity of electricity passed through brine solution. What is the amount of caustic soda NaOH formed in the cathode compartment? So we know that from the Faraday's second law, that equivalent weight of copper by, or you can say just weight of copper by equivalent weight of copper, weight of NaOH formed, you can say what is the amount of caustic soda formed divided by equivalent weight of NaOH. We know that copper, when it is deposited in terms of Cu2 positive. That means N factor is 2. Copper is actually 65 divided by 2, then weight is given to be 5. This is 63.5 by 2. Wait a minute, yes. ठीक है, 63.5 by 2. This is weight of NaOH you have to find. This will be 40. Now NaOH will gain 1 electron and this is 1 only. So N factor is going to be 1. Now you just have to solve it and you will get your answer here. Right? Okay? Yes. Tell me everybody, ma'am, English and aptitude, that will also be taken, guys. Don't worry. Okay, tell me. After solving, you will get the answer. This will come out to be 0.15 and you will multiply it with 40 and you will have your answer as 6.3. Okay? Yes, everybody got it? 6.3 gram is coming out to be the answer. Percentage of empty. Now, these kind of question is what I am telling you. Sometimes what they do from solid states or polymers or from environmental chemistry, because these three are easy chapters. Hydrogen involves a reaction, so that I would not advise that you should, for 20 questions you should do that much, right? I think JEE and a little bit of these chapters will work, because if they ask you this kind of question, right, which like you will, like it is such a simple question from solid state, right? And these kind of questions will be there. There will be easy questions as well in the exam, right? So the percentage of empty space in a face-centered unit cell is what? FCC, the occupied percentage is 74%. So 100 minus 74 is nothing but 26%. So answer is going to be B is the correct answer here, right? The catalyst used in automobile cars exhaust system oxidize carbon monoxide to carbon dioxide. Again, this is a theory-based question from environmental chemistry. You can see catalyst used in automobile car exhaust is homogeneous, mixed type, heterogeneous type, enzyme type. So it is heterogeneous type. Gases and you have solid metals there, right? Metals you have and you also have these gases. So that is a heterogeneous mixture, right, of gases and solids. Then you have next question is lanthanoids, actinoids exhibit common oxidation state, that is +3 oxidation state is the common oxidation state of lanthanoids, actinoids. Then guys, next one is for a zero order reaction, the unit of equilibrium constant is what? That is mole per liter 1 minus n per second. So if you put 0 here, it will become mole per liter per second. So answer is going to be D is the correct answer, right? Okay. Okay. The increase in bond length when fluorine is bonded to arsenic is due to what? Now, if you see fluorine bonded to arsenic, why there is increase in bond strength? See, in fluorines, what you have, you have p orbital, right, in which you have lone pairs, and here in arsenic you have empty d orbitals. Okay, so d pi p pi bonding will be there. P pi d pi d pi p pi. Strength when fluorine is bonded to p pi d pi bonding will be there. Okay, so answer will be, this is for fluorine, this is for arsenic. Okay, so p pi d pi bonding will be there. Next is the volume of 1 molal solution. This is a very interesting question. This one is a very interesting question. If you see, such a simple non-calculative question it is, right? This is AEEE kind of question. right? The volume of which may look it is tough, but actually it's not tough, right? So the volume of 1 molar solution of potassium chloride increases by this when its temperature is raised from this to this molality of the solution. So without asking that is molality dependent upon temperature or volume, they are asking this question. So see, all the concentration terms which are dependent upon volume will be dependent upon temperature, but molality is dependent upon mass. It is number of moles by weight in kilograms. So it is not dependent upon volumes, it is not dependent upon the temperature, so it is going to remain the same, right? Okay, yes. Then you have next question here. Again, this is a general question of your mole concept, right? So 200 milliliter of one normal. So you can easily see the difference in JEE and AEEE pattern, right? So it's not like the one who is a student who has done JEE with good percentage can easily do AEEE. It's not like that, right? That is a very big problem, right? So you should, the exam that you're preparing for, you should know how many questions are there, what level of questions they ask you. They're more concerned about theory based questions. What you should know their mindset, only then you will be able to answer in the exam, right? The mindset of JEE is different from AEEE, right? So that you must see. That's why we are taking these mock tests, so that you understand in the exam when you're sitting there, you understand that okay, this is how it is going to be, right? It should not come as a shock to you, right? So 200 milliliter of this much and this much of solution are mixed together. Normality of resultant. So normality of first is going to be 1 normality into, you can say, volume. No, I am saying number of moles of 1 is equals to, right? Number of moles of 1 is equals to normality into volume, that is 1 into 200 divided by 1000, that is 0.2, right? Normality of 2 is going to be 0.5 into 0.4, right? Normality of 3 is equals to 0.25 into 0.4, right? Now what you will do, total n is equals to n1 plus n2 plus n3 divided by total volume. If I have solved all of them in liters, I'll do here also in liters. So it will be 4 plus 4 plus 2, that is 1000 milliliters, that is 1 liter, right? 1 liter, and just solve it, you will have your answer. That's it, right? Okay. So answer will be, wait a minute. Yes. What is going to be the answer? Yes. So what is the answer? That is after solving 0.5 will be the answer here. So what I did actually, you will just write normality of resultant is equals to N1 V1 plus N2 V2 plus N3 V3 divided by V1 plus V2 plus V3. And if you're putting this in liter, this will be in liter, this in milliliter, this will be milliliter. Just remember that thing. Okay, if you're solving this in milliliter, putting this in liters, wrong. Solving this in milliliters, liters, putting here in milliliters, wrong, right? So that you have to take care, otherwise it's a simple question only. Now see gaseous state question. Acetylene is dissolved in acetone at increased pressure and transported. This is based on what? So acetylene, it is dissolved in acetone at increased pressure. This is according to which law? Where P, pressure, more the pressure. Pressure and you can say this solubility. This is actually not on gaseous state. You can solve this. This is solution. Pressure and solubility are directly proportional. So you can say based on Henry's law. Okay. But you should also know all the other laws as well. And if you want to skip gaseous state, you can skip. but please do these laws there, okay, because they are simple only. You don't have to, go through the full chapter to know this much, right? Then, in which of the following pairs does nitrogen exhibit a valency of +1 and -1 state? So if you talk about nitrous oxide, nitric oxide, hydroxyl amine, hydrazine. Okay, so if you see this here, this will be -2, this will be +1, and that's how -2 +2. So +2 they are not asking. This will be x +2 +3, in fact. -2 is equals to 0, so x is equals to -1. So you already have your answer, right? If you see this here, this is 2x plus 4 is equals to 0, 2x is equals to -4, x is equals to -2. So they are not saying this is +2, here it is -2, here it is -1, here it is +1. So we can say +1 is there in nitrous oxide and hydroxyl amine has -1. So answer will be B is the correct answer here. So next is the electronic configuration of element X is this much. Which of one of the following is most suitable for its oxide? See, this is, you can clearly see 18 plus 2, 20 plus 10, 30. 30 is for zinc. Zinc exists in this kind of oxide. This is -2 plus 2. Because zinc is more stable in +2 oxidation state, it will give you this kind of oxide. So answer will be C is the correct answer here. Okay. Understood? Right? Understood? Right? That's how you solve. These are simple questions, right? So, an organic compound A of molecular, this is exactly your, an organic compound A of molecular formula, this is treated with 85% phosphoric acid to give B, which on ozonosis followed by this give rise to a set of products. Okay. There is some organic compound A, we are saying some organic compound A is treated with 85% of phosphoric acid at this. That organic compound, that means it is undergoing dehydration. This is definitely a dehydration reagent. That thing you should know, right? Then treated with this to give B. Okay, B which on ozonolysis, that is definitely going to be, this is something alcohol I feel. Alcohol will be A, which will give you alkene, because after dehydration you will have alkene. Then after ozonolysis, followed by hydrolysis with lithium aluminium hydride, give rise to a set of products. Okay. So it will firstly give you, they are saying that it is 3. With 3 carbon, what kind of alcohol can exist? Tell me. With 3 carbon alcohol, what kind of alcohol can exist? Either you can have this alcohol or you can have this alcohol, right? Either of this alcohol will be there, isn't it? Either of this alcohol should be there, right? I don't know whether this alcohol is there or this alcohol is there, but one thing I am sure about, that whatever alcohol is there, it is definitely going to give you this alkene. If you take out here, and if you take out water from here, it is the same thing. You'll always have propene, right? Whatever is the alcohol, right? Now after this, they are saying after this you will have ozonolysis. This will give you CH3CHO and this will give you HCHO, that is acetaldehyde and ethanol. Acetaldehyde and ethanol it is giving you. Now they are saying it is further reduced by aluminium lithium hydride, right? So that means aluminium lithium hydride means further it will be reduced to alcohol only, that means CH3 CH2OH, and this will give you CH2OH. So that is methanol and ethanol will be formed. So answer will be B is the correct answer here. Okay, understood? That's how you can identify these kind of questions, right? And you can't expect that all the out of those 20 questions, some 3-4 questions you will find like here difficulty level will not be very high, right? It will be like out of the box only, it will not be there, right? It will be good questions like this also, there will be easy questions like this also, right? So now they are saying that the order of reactivity of the following SN2 reaction. SN2 reaction, again you just need to break RX bond here. That means down the group size increases, bond length increases, it is easy to break it. So alkyl iodide, then bromide, chloride, fluoride. Answer is going to be C is the correct answer. Down the group size increases, bond length increases, it is easy to break it. Then strongest acid among them, right? Strongest acid means we know that in an acid, like you have CH3COH here, that is acetic acid. Trichloroacetic acid will have 3 chlorine, right? Dichloro will have 2 chlorine, right? And monochloro will have only 1 chlorine, right? We know that if you talk about a carbon ion that will be formed here after losing H positive, and then if it has electron withdrawing group, then it is going to destabilize it, right? If it is having electron donating group, it is going to stable, if it has electron, if you take out the electron, it will be stable. If you give the electron, it will be unstable. So you need to take out the electron by these electron withdrawing groups here. So these are the electron withdrawing groups. More the electron withdrawing groups, more is the stability. So you have trichloroacetic acid as the answer here. Next question is, let's see this. Now this is a question that was also there in your JEE, right? Okay. Okay, yes. Sai Krishna, just do my 3 marathons. Today is 26th, right? Okay. Today and tomorrow also you have full day, right? I would say in the end, for those students who have their exam on 28th and also those students who are preparing for AEEE as you are here, naming reaction, distinguish test, for sure you have to do. These are simple direct things that will be there in your exam. Amines chapter is very important, right, for JEE aspirants. Then you must do all the inorganic exceptions, hybridization based question, magnetic moment based questions. Then from physical chemistry, again this pH of buffer solution, solubility product, colligative properties, right? So these are some very important topics. Then you have first order reaction, Arrhenius equation, Nernst equation. Okay, these are like what I have told you before also, same pattern was there, right? There was nothing different that I can tell you now. It was same that I told you before. So it is now Dumas method. Now here in this, what you will do, right? Now it's a very simple method. You will have to say P1 minus P. This is V1, P1 V1 by T1. This is P2 V2 by T2. P1 is pressure that is given in the question, that is 730. P is the aqueous tension, that is 20, that is given here, aqueous tension, right? Then you have T1, that is 327 degrees given to you, as you can see here. Then V1 is given to you, that is 60 milliliters. Now P2 is what? P2 is 760, standard temperature 273 Kelvin. V2 you have to calculate here. So you will calculate the value of V2 in milliliter and then simply put the value here of percentage of nitrogen here. That is going to be what? Simply put the value of nitrogen here, that is 28. This will be in milliliter. So this also 22400. And this is V2 that you have solved here. You will put it here. Weight of organic compound that is given here, that is 2.3 gram, right? So this is 0.3 gram and this will be multiplied by 100. That is going to be your percentage here, right? Okay, tell me. I'll just tell you after solving what you will get here. 21.8% you will get. Volume you are getting to be 50.85. Okay, and this is 27. Wait a minute. 21 point this. That is here only. So answer after calculation will be A is the correct answer here. Okay, next question is a coordination compound has trigonal distribution of hybrid orbitals. What is the type of hybridization present? Trigonal pyramidal. See, this is tetrahedral, this is square planar, this is octahedral. I think it should be trigonal bipyramidal. Okay, so even if it is pyramidal, that means one of them is lone pair. If it is trigonal pyramidal, that means one of them is C. Trigonal bipyramidal is like this. Okay, so it is trigonal and only one pyramid is there, but no. Then you will put the lone pair here and it will be a seesaw. No. So it should be bi only, bipyramidal. Okay, then answer will be sp3. D is the correct answer here. Right? Okay? Yes. This is tetra. This is square planar. This is octahedral. Okay? This much though it should know you. It should be on your tips. Right? Hybridization and all. Okay, what type of isomerism possible in pentamine nitrocobalt? So as you can see, pentamine NH3 5 nitro, you have this thing. This is cobalt and this is chloride, right? This is in +2 oxidation state. This is 0. This is 2 plus 0. This is -1 is equals to what? This will be 1. So if this is +1, this will be -1. Okay. I'm just doing that. See, here because of this, it is a linkage isomerism because this is a bidentate ligand. So answer will be linkage isomerism is the correct answer. Ma'am, please for VIT triple E. Don't worry, for VIT triple E also will do the sessions, right? Okay, don't worry about that. That is already planned. Okay, that is already for BitSat also will do, for VIT triple also will do, for SNU also will do. So don't worry about that. Okay. Yes. So which one of the following is used as cathode in lithium primary battery? See, lithium, now this is again a direct theory based question. Either you know, either you don't know, right? So it's a fact based question, that is, and fact based questions will be there, right? So if you don't know about them, just skip it, right? So remember that. So that is thionyl chloride. Okay, so answer will be B is the correct answer. Then if you have the reduction of germanium tetrahalide with lithium aluminium hydride, give germanium tetrahalide, this gives GeH4, and you know this, what this is called? This is called germane, and that is monogermane, right? Because what you have all these, this should be Cl4. Okay, yes, this is called as monogermane. Okay, only monogermane is formed here. The discontinuity and ion enthalpy values of group 13 element in the periodic table is due to what? Now in periodic table, why group 13? Most of the things exception in periodic table are due to D, poor shielding effect of D and F electrons. So answer is going to be D is the correct answer here. Last question of today. Density of falling alkali metal in the order lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium. Density. See, density is equals to mass by volume, right? So if mass is increasing, density will increase. Down the group, mass is increasing, so density will also increase. Lithium, potassium, sodium, rubidium. So answer will be D is the correct answer here. Okay, yes, tell me. Okay, ma'am, Definitely, Utkarsh, you will see one shots for chemistry, right? That is based on JEE syllabus. But if you're talking about AEEE as such, based on AE, I have not done any one shot dedicated to AEEE syllabus. But definitely, the questions you can see are similar only. But some chapters are not there in JEE that are also there in AEEE, right? That you will not find. Others you can find. Okay, I'll be very blunt with you, right? Okay, yes. So that's it, guys. You will see that in my physical chemistry marathon, all the tricks, tips are there, right? Okay, yes. Now, tomorrow, I am thinking to take, because I want to contribute more towards your AEEE exam as well. So, I am thinking of taking, in fact, I have made my mind on English and aptitude tomorrow. So, I'll see you all because total 15 questions they will ask you, 5 in English and 10 in aptitude, and they are free number that you will get. You just need to know a little bit about it, and what if from one session only you'll be able to solve it. That would be a great thing, right? So we'll take your session tomorrow for English and aptitude, right? And do let me know if English, if for chemistry, if you want a session. I'm still thinking on that, right? Short session, not detailed of solid state polymer. I'll not go into detail. Firstly, I'm clarifying that I'll take only important points of that, right? It's just a hit and trial, like most repeated points of polymers and these, because these are some easy chapters that you can just go through a little bit, and chances are that you will be able to answer it, right? If you want that also, do let me know in the comment section, right? Okay, yes. Okay then, guys, bye bye, take care, see you all in tomorrow's session, and do hit the like button here and also share this with your friends. And I'll also take another mock test for chemistry, right, for AEEE. But before that, our rest of the 2 sessions. But second session that I told you, theory 1, rest of the chapters that are not there in JEE, that I'll only take if I see like 150 plus comment on this video. Only then I'll take, right? Okay, yes. Okay then, bye bye. Take care. See you all.